Good morning. Happy Thursday. Keith Tebow with you here on FRC Media. Time for our weekly conversation with the mayor of the city of Fall River, Mayor Paul Coogan. Mayor, how are you today?
Doing fine, Keith. How about you?
I am doing well. Let's start with a little bit of politics. Last night, you officially announced your intention to run for a second term as mayor. There's going to be plenty of time to talk about, specific issues in the campaign. Let me just ask you, what in general are you hoping over the next few weeks and months to impart to the city residents about why you should be considered for a second term?
Because I believe we've been doing an excellent job working for the citizens in Fall River. We show up every day. We work hard. We do whatever we can to make Fall River a better place to live. I think Fall River's notoriously changed mayors all the time, and of course, it's up to the citizens on what they want to do. But I think steady leadership through the pandemic, steady leadership going forward is very important. And we have tremendous reach across the city to get out to the different groups and make sure people's voices are heard. And I believe that that's what the citizens are looking for: hard work, a commitment to the city, and the ability to follow through.
Part of your remarks last night were directed at the current city council. There's been some tension, no doubt about it, between your administration and the city council, a little bit more so in recent weeks in terms of the budget and other financial issues. This week, the council met and either postponed or actually stopped some of your initiatives from moving forward in terms of balancing fiscal year 2021 and looking to have more input in the ARPA spending. Tell us a little bit, first of all, about how you plan to continue to work with the council and get through some of this tough times.
Well, we send down solid proposals that we think benefit the city of Fall River. And that's all we do. I mean, the common accounting practices we do, transfers are done every single year. They're done in almost all the cities across the Commonwealth. We sent down some transfers. We explained to them why we needed them, and they chose to go a different direction. All it's going to do is make us do more work in the fall on the recap and maybe dip into free cash. But at the same time, I talked with the DOR last night after my function, and it's not sound accounting principles that they're operating on. I think what's going on is obviously the council president has decided to run for mayor, so it's going to be a push and a pull from now till the end of the year. And that's just the way it's going to play out. I just would hope that no matter what Paul Coogan says or whatever Councilor Ponce says, the citizens of Fall River come above both of us, and that's their first priority. I think that's what we should focus on. This one-upsmanship is no way to run a city, and I think from what I'm hearing, people are getting extremely frustrated with it because it's not in the best interests of the residents.
One of the things that in terms of the current fiscal year that just started a couple of weeks ago, the city council denied the request on a salary schedule for some of the non-union personnel in government center. Is that going to impact at all? And are you going to have to send some changes with that in terms of moving forward, in terms of that specific area? There's some other areas in terms of this year that has just been put off for now, but do you feel that they're going to have to need to be changes made in the current budget plan?
Well, what they did there was, again, this was something that was proposed in conjunction with Councilor Kadim, who met with us and offered some excellent ideas on how to better structure those ordinances related to pay, and we did take his advice, and it was something we thought about that would help the people that work for the city. All we did was move the caps back. No one got a raise. No one got additional money. It was a way to make sure down the road that these ordinances will not keep bumping up against their numbers every year because of the raises that they get related to our union contracts, and it was a way to make it fairer for everybody. But that's all it was, and they've decided that that's not the way to go. We do have to fix 3 people that are over the ordinances, and they, of course, none of them are up here in the mayor's office. But we will come back to them with some ideas to correct it and see what they want to do going forward. We'll still work with them on it and see what's the best plan.
How does this impact, if at all, your relationship with the council, at least for the next few months? We're in the political season and things get tense regardless of the relationship between the two bodies. Will this impact how you continue to deal with the council?
Uh, I hope not. My position is we try to call them in to come to meetings. A lot of times, they don't come in for meetings to talk about the agenda, or they don't come in with a specific issue. We're going to definitely look at some things we're doing to better reach out to them. But we had a counselor the other day that was supposed to come in for a meeting, and they didn't even show up. I had the team here ready to talk to them about what we were going to propose that night, and I didn't receive a call. I didn't get any notice, and no show. That's not just not the way to do business. No matter whether you like someone, you dislike them, whether you are searching for something for them, you call them. You schedule things accordingly. That's not that's not in anybody's handbook of good government or public policy that you just don't show up. And that's what's going on. That's the kind of things I deal with. And again, a lot of the things that are said are not accurate, but we can we can show that, and they just gloss over that and head to the next thing.
Yeah. This Monday, the city is holding a public hearing. You have appointed members to a committee to spend rather the city's allocation in the American Rescue Plan, the ARPA plan. Monday, you're seeking for community input. How important is this going to play in terms of what that committee does and recommending to you how to spend that money?
Right. Well, again, that's the public should have an ability to also offer their opinion on what makes Fall River a better place to live, what can help the functionality of government, and how we can be a more livable city, which is what we're focused on. We'll give everybody a few minutes to make their presentation. We'll have a survey on their way in that they can fill out the priorities that they think the city should focus on. We'll have a little PowerPoint presentation, and then we'll wait to hear from them. I'm hoping that some of the panel comes so they can hear it live, but it will go back to the panel and we'll kick around some ideas. And do remember, this push and pull back and forth with the council. One of the first things we proposed came from the council. The Operation Compass that didn't make it through the other night either was a ARPA-funded program for public safety that one of the councilors themselves proposed. They had pushed to get that in. We gave it to them, and that didn't go anywhere either. So we're in a really unique time, but we're just going to keep working hard. That's all we can do.
All right, and one final thing this afternoon, you're holding a press conference. You're going to be talking about combating the homelessness issue here in Fall River. There is some moratorium, some help that people who have been homeless, excuse me, in relation to COVID is going to be expiring, and the city is hoping to step in and help some people out. Can you give us a preview of what that will be this afternoon?
Yeah, that's a plan that we're hoping keeps people in their homes or their apartments going forward. Obviously, what happened with jobs, what happened with unemployment, what happened with evictions, all kind of roll together. But we want people to live in their houses. We don't want people losing their homes. We want people to get back on their feet. And this is a little lift up to get them to the next step, which is what we're looking for, to help people. We're not into, the moving truck pulling up and saying, time to go. We're going to assist them and see if we can work them through these tough times. We've been through this for 15 months with COVID, and this is definitely a unique situation. And there's nothing wrong with lending someone a hand when they need it, and that's what this administration tries to do. And this is just another way of showing it. We're going to structure a program working with Catholic Social Services where people know there is a place to go for help, and that's all it is. We're trying to help some people, and if we can, using some of these funds, then we're going to do it.
All right, Mayor Paul Coogan, as always, thank you for your time. We'll talk again next week. Take care.
Okay, thanks, Keith.
All right. And thank you for joining us this week, as always, on FRC Media. I'm Keith Tebow. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk next week.